My milk, malted milk, keep rushing to my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep rushing to my head. Keep rushing, malted milk. Keep rushing to my head. Then going back to the open string on the 4th string. And once he plays that open string, he goes to the 5th and 7th fret. And what he's going to be doing here, differentially from the Drunken-Hearted Man, is he's plucking the 5th and 7th fret and going to the 8th and 10th fret this time, maintaining that positioning. It's also laid out for you in the tablature. Like I reiterated earlier, he's all over the map with these kind of half chords. 1, or I've noticed that in both songs he likes to do these crisp and clean strokes. Notice what I'm doing with the right hand. So he plays that in that 2nd verse. Then goes back to that D7 shape. Malted milk, keep rushing to my head. And again, facilitates with that arrangement again. Malted milk, keep rushing to my head. Then he plays that open string. And then when he plays that open string, he plays a kind of cool bass lick that again is very distinctive only in Malted Milk Blues, which is really like the wild card in these 3 series of songs, and it'll go like this. And we'll go over that here in a bit. So in this portion of the bass, it follows when he says, when he's in this G position. We'll go over that. So what's kind of particular about this lick is it's kind of tricky when it comes to timing. He's doing like a combination of pull-offs that are really unique in their own right. And what he's doing here is he's playing the open string on the 4th string, and then he's gonna locate the 3rd fret 4th string as part of those first 2 notes. 1, and he's just gonna strike that 4th string open. And then you're going to pull upward on the 3rd fret 4th string. And when you do that, you will pull off and play an open string on the 4th string. 1, 2, and pull off, and you'll be able to kind of play that 4th string from that pull off. See what I'm doing here? 1, 2, 3. That pull off creates the 3rd note. So when he plays 1, 2, 3, he's gonna go after that third note, that pull off, he's going to play the 2nd fret 5th string and then the open string 4th string. So the first 5 notes will be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, having that pull off is a key. The first 5 notes are a little bit tricky, but keep on progressing. What's pivotal is that pull off. And then the next 5 notes are you're going to be playing with the you're going to be actually plucking them with the thumb, and that's going to be on the 3rd fret 4th string. You're going to play that twice. Then play the 4th string open, then the 2nd fret 5th string, then you play the 4th string open and play a D chord after that. So after that initial 5 notes, the next series will sound like this. Put them together, it will be like this. So when it falls after this, keep rushing to my hand. You have a funny old feeling. And we'll go over that here a little bit shortly. But in imperative, that bass note is also very distinctive in its own right. It also makes it a key characteristic component of the song Malted Milk. That's why it's being put into perspective here as part of the portion of the second lesson. So he plays that D chord, and after he plays that D chord, he goes back into this D position. And he again plays 7 notes of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when he does this turnaround on the D, and I got a funny old feeling that I'm talking out on my head. And you go back to the same outroduction after that. So what I'm reiterating is much of the same that I discussed in Drunken Hearted Man Blues, except in Malted Milk you're getting these licks. And then this one. And those are the two that differentiate it between Drunken Hearted Man. That's something that I wanted you to pick up and also learn with Malted Milk, which is a cool piece in its own right. And after this verse, there are 2 more verses in which he plays in the same pattern. There will be no more licks like this one. What he basically does in light of those licks, he just plays this. just stays in that position. He just plays that D position, gets put into application again. So when you listen to the original recording, he just goes back to the same mechanisms that were in Drunken Hearted Man. So after this part, and I got a funny old feeling that I'm talking out my head. And then this next part, this next verse will be I have to look at the lyrics again, but I don't remember. Let me take a look at the book real quick. Alright, sorry about this. So for that third verse, this component is going to be like this. Now fix me one more drink and hug your daddy one more time. So again, he's going back to that same component. The 5th, 7th fret to the 8th and 10th fret. Now fix me one more drink and hug your daddy one more time. And then in this spot, instead of playing something like, he just plays only on the 5th and 7th fret, this half chord, and he just goes, he slides like you do like a Chuck Berry kind of lick from the 5th, 7th fret to the 4th and 6th fret, like. And I'm double stopping like this. And you go into the D chord. And you play that 7-note arrangement. And hug your daddy one more time. So, yeah, you play that, and that's something that I discussed in Drunken Hearted Man Blues. So he's staying in that D shape. Keep on stirring my malted milk, mama, until I change my mind. And again, it facilitates the same way, like how we have been discussing it. And in the 4th verse, he goes, his lyrics are, my doorknob keeps on turning, it must be spooks around my bed. And he plays again the same familiar concepts. And then he goes, and my doorknob keeps on turning, must be spooks around my bed. He goes back to the same thing. He just repeats it once again in this 4th verse. Now, at the end of this 4th verse, he does an alternative kind of outroduction, which is again laid out for you in the tablature. And what he does here is very nice, very typical Lonnie Johnson style lick. But he goes, I got it, my doorknob keeps on turning, must be spooks around my bed. I got a funny old feeling and the hair's rising on my head. Now what he's doing here is and he goes, I got a funny old feeling and the hair's rising on my head. And what he does is he slides from that 2nd and 4th fret to the 5th and 7th fret. He plays that twice. 1, 2, and then this time, while you're positioning that on the 5th and 7th fret, you take the pinky and you play the 8th fret bottom string. 7th and 8th fret. Then you play the 5th fret bottom string, and then you play the 2nd string 5th fret, and you bend that, and then you play the 3rd fret 2nd string 3 times. And you end on a D shape. So altogether it's going to ring out like this. I'll put it all into perspective. It'll be like this. I got a funny old feeling, and the hair's rising on my head. And a little bit faster, it'll sound like this. This is a little bit tricky in Malted Milk Blues, but watch what I'm doing with the right hand. 1, 2, 3. I'm pinching, and then with the index finger playing that bottom string 5th fret, and then index finger playing that 2nd string 5th fret, and then going to the 2nd string 3rd fret. And what you want to do after that 3rd time you strike the 3rd fret 2nd string, you want to play the double stop with the top string. So capping off really slowly will be like this. 1, 2, 3, then bottom string 5th fret, 4, then the 2nd string 5th fret, you bend, then play the 2nd string 3rd fret. It'll be 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll count it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you cap it off with the with this full D shape, and just downstroke it. It's such a beautiful introduction in that regard. So pay attention to what the right hand is doing, picking out, using the combination of double stops and individual picking in that regard. So we have discussed all of the things that you're going to be expecting in both lessons, and this is the portion of the lesson which is going to cap it off for us. It is laid out for you in the tablature what you need to know. The trick about this is first making sure that you master the box concepts. This is why I wanted to teach the song. It's because it's allowing your mind to better coordinate, not only with these fragmentations of chords, transitioning from arpeggios to single bass licks to individual licks on individual strings on the treble strings, playing unique, strange chords, then going back to the box position. There's a lot of movement, and in its complex intricacies there is some fluidity that is generated out of these two pieces. That's why it makes it seem like this song comes out as a component as like a kind of sentimental song. And with a lot of these complicated things going on, Robert Johnson is bridging them all together, orchestrating them all together to create this kind of sincere fluidity. And what you have to do is master the notes, the individual notes, and these concepts, putting them together, practice. Then you can apply singing over them and practice, doing your voicings over what's being played. Off the bat, you might have a little bit trouble singing and playing these things at the same time. But gradually you will build into that. What I suggest is first master the, all of the concepts that I've discussed in the song. In both songs, I should say. But once you get to learn the song, you will not stop playing it. It's such a sincere piece, and when you play it, you will captivate whoever you're playing it for. If they listen to you play it, they'll be like, wow, And that's what's so brilliant about Robert Johnson's approach to the song, is he's taking basically a sample out of Lonnie Johnson's repertoire, and he's simplifying it. He's making it a little bit more easy to grasp. He's not making this, creating this sophisticated jazz, showing off like Lonnie Johnson would be doing. He's just making it real simple and sweet. And that's what's such a joy about playing these songs. Not only that, you're learning, you're evolving, enhancing your repertoire, and you're transitioning, helping build your right hand techniques as well as your left hand techniques. So there's a lot involved. But again, I have given you more than enough material here to work with. It's again just plugging in the same concepts, plugging in the G box shape, then the shape in D, then going to the arpeggios. It's repetitive, but it reappears over and over again, and it's all about placement. Malted Milk is different than Drunken Hearted Man. It's more difficult because of the appearance of these distinctive licks. Even the introduction, or the outroduction in that song, is far more different. And that's what will present itself to you. So it's easy to follow along with the original recording, and it's also, there is no, I played these songs over and over, and I always play it differently. I don't play it exactly to what you hear on the LP, but if it helps you, play along with the recording and try to hear it with your ear. Mix and match. So nonetheless, this song, we've been playing it true to the original recording in the exact tone, but if you want to play it in standard tuning, that's fine. If you want to drop it to, even lower, 3 steps down to D standard tuning, that's fine too. It doesn't matter what key you play it in, as long as you familiarize yourself with the concepts. You have a lot to work with here, but I feel this is a great piece to get you going into the other pieces in standard tuning by Robert Johnson. So once you get a good feel for this, a song like From 4 Till Late will be a lot easier, and then Hot Tamales will be another song which incorporates these B shapes. Like Hot Tamales will be utilizing some of that. And again, you're already learning some of those chords, like this B7, which kind of makes a little brief appearance in Hot Tamales. So again, it's setting you up for other songs to learn by Robert Johnson. And it all comes back together as you study throughout into the repertoire. It helps you. So again, it's been a pleasure analyzing Drunken Hearted Man Blues and Malted Milk Blues together. These 3 songs set from the original recordings, very distinctive, really sentimental songs, very distinctive in its composition, and it's going to give you a lot of joy to grasp the concepts discussed in both songs. So my name is Delta Lou. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and there'll be